Hello everybody, it's Rachel at From Moments to Milestones, and we're going to put together our newest 3-card kit featuring Spellbinders fairly new release. The shopping cart, the bags, the shopping bags, and the some add-ons that go with the shopping cart. So these are the 3 cards that we're going to make. We've got a mini slimline, a regular gift card can go in there, and a slimline card. So we'll go ahead and get started with the mini slimline, and let's get our kit out. All right, let's dump out our pieces. I'm just going to put those over here, and we're going to put this part together. So we're going to put down the yellow cardstock onto the white card base. All right, and then this white polka dot embossed paper is going to go in the center of that, and I do have that popped up. All right, I got the backing pulled off. I'm just going to put that right down in the center. All right. Okay, let's get all of our little bits out here. So you are going to have one teal square, the larger teal square, and one orange rectangle that we're not going to do anything to. So I'm just going to set those aside along with some of this other stuff we don't need right now, like the gems. I think you have 5 of those. Okay. So let's start with this teal square here. So this teal square, and we are going to find this silver handle, like so. And I'm going to put some glue on the end of my handles and just put that on to the center. So, and then let's do the orange bag. So we have another orange rectangle. We're going to be looking at it so it's tall, not short. And then we're going to put the orange handle on top of that. And then we have the yellow bag. So you have a small yellow square and a silver handle. So you want the small yellow square, not the large one, and the silver handle. I'm going to turn this square into a bag. Okay, and now we're going to take this teal rectangle, and you should have a piece that looks like this with these kind of looks like beads, and they're on sticky paper, so they're already stickers, and we're just going to put them down on the center, and then you can trim off any excess if there's any hanging off. And then I'm going to put this one right above, like so. Okay. And now we should have these pieces, so you don't need these yellow stars right now. I'm going to put those off to the side too. So we should have this remaining. So I'm going to start with the yellow, and the first thing I'm going to do is put the lid on top of the yellow box. So just like so. And then you have this bow, and it's sticky on one side, so I'm going to leave the bow on there for now. But I'm going to pull off the circle piece and just place it right over the top. And then what I'm going to do is put some glue on this. I know this feels weird. Just on this, so you have 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put it on this loop. I can't think of what I wanted to call it. So you kind of have 3 loops to this bow. We're going to put it on the right side of the loop, and then we're going to kind of turn it cockeyed And we're gonna glue it like so. And the reason why I'm not pulling it off of the back is because it's really sticky and I don't want it sticking to my paper just now. So when we're done, it's gonna look like that. But we're just gonna leave it on there for now. And we're gonna do that same thing over here. The only difference will be is your box top is gonna be a little long and we're gonna need to trim that down. So I'll put the box top on there. And then I'm just gonna take my scissors and trim. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing with the bow. Circle on top, glue on the right side, turn it like so. All right, so we have all of our little presents made, gifts and boxes. So now what we're gonna do is line them up across the center of our card. So I'm gonna start with this and I'm just gonna lay them first. So I have this just so I can be happy with my placement. And then we have a blue one tucked back there and another orange one that will go across the top like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull this one down and put that on. And I am going to use dry adhesive right now in case I want to pull it up. So I can be kind of indecisive. So I'm going to put that on there like so. And I'm going to put away my wet glue so I don't use it just yet. All right, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to go in and just add some wet glue here and there so I make sure it doesn't come apart. Because that is an embossed background, and so sometimes you can have trouble with the adhesive sticking well. All right, that should be good. All right, so your presents look like that, and then we're going to stick the happy birthday over the top. And I have mine kind of cockeyed, like so. And then I do have it popped up on some foam. All right, I've got the backing removed, and so I'm gonna go ahead and stick those down. I'm gonna start with the birthday, I think. Birthday right there. And the happy right there. Okay. And then I have some jewels and some stars to add. So I think I will start. These are already stickers for you, so we can just pull those off and put them on there. Got one there. Got one down here. And there. And then I have the largest jewel down there with one of the tiny ones. Another tiny one here by this star, and then the other two are up there. All right. And that card is finished. All right, our next card is just wanted to say thank you, and this is the adorable little 3D shopping cart from Spellbinders, and it has two different thicknesses, so you could tuck candy or something in here, or a gift card, or some of these other things you'll see on our, they have a shopping bag die cut set that you could make little bags and tuck in there. They've got lots of stuff coming, so very cute. So let's jump into that one. And this one also has lots of little pieces, some things on Post-its I'm just going to leave for a little bit. And so what I'm going to do is sort out all these glossy silver pieces. Okay, you should have 2 baskets. 2 of these pieces, they kind of look like, this one's already been folded once, but they kind of look, I said they look like boogie boards. I don't really know what to call them. You have 2, these are the centers of your wheels, and then you have 2 like tires. You have this piece, your handlebar, and the bottom. And so everything else we're going to shove aside. So you will have these 2 strips, but this is like a shimmery paper strip. Those aren't part of the cart. So we're going to shove all that off to the side. So we don't need that right now. And we'll focus on this cart. So we're going to start with these 2 boogie board pieces and 1 of the shopping cart baskets. So they have score lines on them, long score lines, and then you'll notice, you can see this one, it also has lines here and there. So on one of them, just one of them, we are going to cut at those lines. So I'm going to take this and just snip off at that line. And then this one has an angle, then a straight, and then an angle. And we're going to toss these 2 pieces. And then we're going to fold this one on its score marks. So you're going to end up with kind of like 2 little gutter-like pieces. A long one and a short one. Okay? And we are going to line the long one up with the edge of the cart like so. So it's going to go right up to the edge. And you'll know if you have it backwards, if it, like that's not the way you want it. You want it like this, okay? So we're going to put some adhesive. You can put it on the flap or on the cart. I think I'll opt for the flap. And so like this is what I was trying to show you. You can see how the angles here line up, here and here. If you have it and the angles don't line up, you can see how this angle is going up and this one's going down, then you want to flip it around. They're made that they match up on the top and bottom. So I'm going to put adhesive on that flap. Okay. And then I'm going to put that flap on the edge of my basket. Okay. So if you want, you could fold it flat and really give it a good press. Okay, but you want it all the way up to the edge, like so. All right. And then with this other little piece, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So the same thing, the angles will match up like so, okay? These maybe don't match up as well as the others. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to put adhesive on there. And then so the flat side goes out, and we're going to line it right up with the edge of the cart. So it will look like that. So now you should have this basket that looks like so. Now before we put the other basket on top, I'm going to go ahead and place the bottom. So you have this long skinny piece with 4 little tabs that you need to fold back, and these 2 long skinny tabs on the edge, oops, that you also need to fold back. Okay, so this is going to be the bottom of your cart. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the left side, and I'm going to put glue just on this flap and this one. And it's going to go inside this little flap like so. And actually, I think I'm going to put glue on that one as well. And I'm just going to close that flap onto it. So it kind of goes inside, and then that goes like so. Okay, so I'm just going to hold that for a minute while it dries, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so it looks like that on the bottom. Should be all glued together. And then what we're going to do then is put glue on those 3 flaps again and wrap that around like so. Okay, so, and you don't need a lot of glue here. The more you use, the longer it's going to take to dry, and you'll have it oozing everywhere. So if you have a nice glue like I'm using Dries Clear, then it won't take long. I'm just going to hold that while it dries. Okay, I think it's good. So now you have this basket. It has 2 gutter-like ends, and then we have the bottom glue. The bottom does not glue here. There will be an opening, okay? And so now I'm going to put glue on these 2 tabs, and I'm going to set my other cart on top. I'm going to match it up the best that I can and just let that sit. If you had like maybe a stamping block, which I don't have with me, you could lay that on top to maybe hold it. Not too heavy though, you don't want to smash it. But while that dries, I'm just going to leave that be and kind of set it off to the side, and we're going to build up the bottom of our cart. So we have these pieces remaining. So these are your wheels and tires. So I'm going to put a dot of glue on the bottom of each one of those. And then I'm going to put those wheel centers right on the bottom. Okay, like so. And then these pieces fit perfectly around. So you really only need a little glue right up here at the top. A little, not a lot, like what I just did. All right, so I have glue on both. Place that down. Try to get all that excess glue off. Okay. This one. All right. So now these parts are finished. We're going to build up the rest of our cart, and then we'll finish up the cart. So I'm just going to leave those pieces in 3 pieces, and we'll work on the rest of our cart. So what we need now, we don't need these bows, we just need the strips, and I think you have 9 of them. And we are going to line those up across the bottom of the card. Now it will not cover all the way across. This circle is going to cover it up, so I'm going to follow the same pattern, and really these are not strips cut from a trimmer, they're cut from a die cut, so they are perfectly square and they should perfectly match up, perfectly straight, so you should be able to place one and then just go. The only thing that you may, because it doesn't go all the way across, you may want like a T ruler, or you could use another piece of paper to make sure it lines up on both sides. Personally, when I did this, I did take a T ruler and a pencil, so I'll show you that. And I just kind of picked where I wanted it. It's about a ½ an inch up. You don't have to measure if you don't want to. I just picked where I wanted it. And then I'm just going to draw a line there and right there, so I know where to start on both sides. Okay, so I am going to start with the silver shimmer paper. We're just going to line it up right over that line, right to the edge. And then we'll just keep going. So I'm going to put some glue down, put the yellow, then the orange, and the blue, and the dark gray. So you have 5 on the left side of the card. And these are actually the box tops from the last card that we made those little gift bags into, or the little squares into boxes. That's what these strips are. All right, so those are done. So then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to start with the blue on this side. And then the silver. Go, and then orange, and then the yellow. All right, looking good. Okay, so now our circle is going to cover that. So I'm going to put some foam on the back of my circle. All right, I'm going to put this circle on because I have the foam on there. And I'm just a little bit up from the bottom. I just want to make sure you can't tell. Like, honestly, I kind of wish that yellow one was back over there because I want to pull it this way a little bit. But that's okay. So that's on, and now we're going to go ahead and glue on our cart. So the way I would start that, well, actually, let's put on our handle. I kind of forgot about that. So I'm going to get out these little Post-it pieces. Okay. So on this Post-it with the orange, you have a handle and then that little L. So that the little L goes right here. It's kind of like the bumper on the cart. I'm just going to pull that off and stick that on gently. Okay, and then the handle is going to go on this piece right here. So there's that. And then this is the handle for the cart, and it's going to slide in just like so. Right on the inside, you could pull it to the outside, whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to put adhesive on this long part, and it's going to go straight down into your cart. Whoops. And it will line up with the top of the cart right there. You can see that. And then you just need to press it on there. All right, so that's good. And so now I'm going to kind of place my card. I want to make sure the handle gets onto the card, and then I'll worry about my where that goes. So I'm happy with that. So I am going to glue my bottom piece on first. And so I want my wheels to be straight with the card, and then your shopping cart is a little bit kind of cockeyed. So you can have it match right on that line, because if you don't, or you either raise it up. So if you want it to be straight here, then you have to raise it up, otherwise this piece you're gonna see popping through, okay? Or if you want it here and you wanna pop up your cart, okay? However you wanna do it. One thing to consider is if you are putting in a gift card and you wanted it to fit inside the card that you were sending, you would maybe wanna move it that way. So then I could do something like that so it would fit, okay? Just things to think about. So I'm just gonna put glue just on the basket portion. And then I'm gonna stick my card on there, like so. I'm gonna put my bone folder in there and give it a good press. Okay, so my little cart's on there, it's so cute. And then we're gonna put the big bow on top. So I'm actually gonna start with this long ribbon piece, and it kind of has a little hook up here, and that is gonna line up with the edge of your basket, of your cart. Okay, and while that dries, I'm gonna layer up my bow so that you have 2 pieces with 3 loops and 2 pieces with 2. So I'm gonna glue the 2 loop pieces together like that. And then these are gonna layer over each other like so. And then if you want, I used a piece of foam in the center and popped this one up. You could use another piece if you wanted for the center, or just glue it on. I'm just gonna glue it on. All right, and then that's gonna go like so. All right, I'm gonna let that dry, and our finishing touches are gonna be these 4 little stars here. And they are just gonna go around the sentiment. So I've got 2 up here, 1, 2. I've got 1 down here, and 1 up there. So I'm gonna put silver, orange, which, there we go. Probably too much, but that's okay. And then the yellows down here. And I'm going to put a blue one up there. Alrighty. So now we have this little shopping cart card completed. All right, for our last card, we have a slimline card with the shopping bags. We'll get out our kit here. And I'm going to go ahead and start and put this teal cardstock onto my card base. Okay, and then we have this embossed white paper. So you can either have the bumpy side up or down, it's up to you. I'm going to have mine up. And I think I'll use this too. We'll center that on there, maybe. Okay. And so I'm going to set that aside, and we are going to put together our shopping bag. So we'll start with this first one here. And so each shopping bag requires 2 pieces, and so they look the same. So what I want you to do, and you can see on these other ones, you lay them out in front of you with the holes at the top. And then if those aren't punched out, you can just punch them out. And then along this side, the right side, you have score lines, and right here along the bottom you have score lines. So what I want you to do is fold on those lines, and I'm going to use a bone folder to make sure those are nice and crisp. And I'm going to fold that one in. And I'm going to repeat that same process here. Now you'll notice it's really hard to see on the darker ones, but you can see. I'm going to hold up the yellow, see if you can see it. But there is a score line in the middle with a little triangle, so the bag looks more like a bag, like where it's gusseted. So you can score on those if you like, or you can just leave them alone. It's up to you. But really these 2 are the ones that matter, so you get that look there, okay? Get this. All right, so once you have those done, we're going to kind of flatten them back out. And so this flap here, I'm going to lay it flat, but I'm going to put some glue on it. And then I'm going to pull this other bag right on top, line it up, and press. Okay, so now it's one continuous bag. Then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to fold in that same flap on this side. I'm just going to fold it in and put the adhesive on it. And then I'm going to fold this bag over on top of it, or this side. And then we just want to line it back up. Okay. I'm just going to reinforce those lines. All right, and then you can fold it up, and then you have like an open-ended box. And so we're going to seal at the bottom. So I'm just going to tuck in these long ones first. And then we're going to fold one side in, put some adhesive on, and fold the other flap on top. And then what I like to do is flip it over, and I'm going to stick my bone folder in there and make sure that I press it so we get a good seal. All right, so there's one bag, and I'm going to repeat that process with the gray and the yellow. Okay, I have all my bags put together, and so now I'm going to decorate each bag. So I'm going to start with the handles. So let's look through here. So we have a dark gray handle, and that is going to go in the blue. And what you want to do is just kind of tuck it into the holes a little bit and then glue it down. Okay, and then we're going to do the silver squared handle onto the yellow, so same way. And you can even just, if you want to do this instead, you can just put some glue right above the holes and then tuck it in. So, and for the gray. All right, so we've got our handles on, and then with the teal, you have this, hooray, it's your birthday, and then you have this little yellow strip as well. So I'm going to glue that yellow strip to the top back of my sentiment strip, and around about 1/8 of an inch or so showing. It's up to you. And then I'm going to glue that piece onto the bottom of the bag. And then for the yellow, you have a Post-it tape here, and no, we just want the polka dots. So we're going to randomly place these polka dots. So I'm going to start down here in the corner. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and I will put those on. All right, so the polka dots are done on that one. And finally, we are going to create the banners on the dark gray bag. And so in your kit, you do have an actual string. We're not going to use that. That's for our tag. But you have a die cut string made out of, it's a Spellbinders die. And what we're going to do is place part of it down, trim it off, and then place the other part there. So put a little bit of adhesive on, yep, that side. And I'm going to have mine come in about like so. Okay, I'm just going to trim off the edge. And then I'm going to have it come the other direction. So. I'm going to overlap that slightly, just like so. All right, so then we're going to place these banner pieces. These also come from the same die. I'm just going to take them off and make sure they're all right side up. All right, so I'm just going to start right here, a little glue on the back, and it goes over the string. You could certainly have it go under if you wanted, but I went over. So I'm just going to kind of place them out here, make sure I'm happy with the spacing, because I don't want it hanging over too much. So I'm going to put that one on next, and then maybe I should have started there. So right in there like so. All right, and then put the other ones down this way. All right, I've got my little banners on there. And then you should have 3 stars, and they already have sticky back, and I just have them kind of scattered. I'm going to put one down here. Oops. And then I have a couple towards the top. Put it there. All right, so our little bags are made. So now we can assemble the card a little bit. I'm going to hold off on that tag and the rhinestones till the end. Put my card back in. And so I'm just going to kind of play around with the placement. And then I did kind of tuck this bag into that one. So actually those are going the opposite way. So it's up to you, whatever looks good to you. I mean, you could even tuck this one in there if you like that stacking look. Okay. So I'm going to leave those just like so, and I'm going to put some glue on the back of both of them. I think I'll put this one on first. And I'm using wet glue because we have an embossed, this white paper is embossed, so it's not going to catch everywhere. So I'm going to put my bone folder in there, make sure it's got a good stick. And then I'm going to tuck this bag in. So, do the same thing. And then this one, be right up here. All right, so my bags are on. And then you should have a piece of white tissue paper, and I'm just gonna cut that into 3 pieces. All right, and I kind of band it from the bottom like so. And then we're just gonna tuck it inside the bags like that. I'm just gonna put a little glue in there and front and back. Tuck it in. And then I'm gonna do the same thing here. And honestly, down here, I can see I need like a piece on both sides because I tucked it differently than I did last time. So just play around with that however you want. All right, I've tucked in all of my tissue paper. And now I'm going to take this twine and put it through this handle like so. And I'm gonna put my tag on there and tie a bow. All right, if you don't want your tag moving around, I put a little piece of foam under it right here, and then it will just stay right where you want it, like so. And then we're gonna finish up with rhinestones. You should have 6. Two itty bitty ones. Mine fell off the acetate. And so I just kind of have them scattered throughout the card, here, here, and there. And they are sticky already, but I find they're not super sticky, so I am using some wet glue as well. Actually, I think I'm going to go on this side, on this. Oops, my glue just fell right there. So that's where it's going. One and the last one right there. All right, that completes this card and this video. I hope you enjoyed these cards using Spellbinders dies today. I had fun creating them. If you're interested in a kit, you can go to www.frommomentstomilstones.com and look up our card kits there. This one is the Shopping Cart Card Class by Spellbinders. Thanks so much for watching.